You have been high on the Bucks
Have
all
I?
season long. We haven't forgotten.
Yep.
So how much trouble is Milwaukee in?
Well, as somebody who picked them in 6 in this series, they're in more trouble than I expected. I'll tell you that. Look, all season long, well, for 3/4 of the season, as Boston was struggling, I still was like, look, Milwaukee, Toronto, Boston are all on the same level. Either of them could win the East. And then toward the end of the season, like the last month when Boston didn't turn it around, still had their problems, I wrote them off. I said, they can't beat Milwaukee or Toronto.
Yep.
Now Boston has apparently flipped the switch. And this is the team that most people expected to see throughout the season. And I think they're capable of beating Milwaukee, Toronto, Houston. I'm not sure yet about Golden State, but I think they're right there with those teams. Now, I'm not saying they will beat those teams, but they're capable. I'm still with Milwaukee. I still feel good about them. But this is gut check time for Giannis Antetokounmpo and Mike Budenholzer.
Yep.
Both of them. Giannis is probably going to be the MVP. He was my vote. And this game yesterday kind of reminded me in a different way, obviously, of Game 2 with Kevin Durant and Patrick Beverly. How Beverly did this incredible job guarding him, and it looked like he had really found out an answer to stop Kevin Durant. Now, Kevin Durant answered in a big way. He obviously, since then, he's been off the charts. Let's see if Giannis can do that. Now, in fairness to him, he didn't get any help. Not from his other starters. Brook Lopez, Eric Bledsoe, Sterling Brown. They were like 3 for 17 combined. Didn't produce any points. Middleton didn't have his usual type of game with only 16 points. The bench gave him something, but he's going to need more from his other guys. Budenholzer as well. He was out-coached. And Budenholzer's probably going to be Coach of the Year. The coaches voted him Coach of the Year. He again got my vote. But Brad Stevens out-coached him yesterday. When the opponent comes into your building and shoots 54% and you are the best defense in the league, they made some adjustments. You just stood pat and didn't. And now it's time for Budenholzer to make the adjustments. Remember a few years ago when Atlanta won 60?
Right.
And then the Cavs swept them.
Right.
And we gave Budenholzer, and I think rightly, a pass because he didn't have stars. Obviously, the Cavs had LeBron and Kyrie and all that. He won't get a pass this time. You've got the star in Giannis. I think the talent is close. Maybe you give Boston a slight edge, maybe, but the talent is close. So it's gut check time for those two guys, and obviously Game 2 is a must-win.
I agree. You hate to say they're in trouble. They go down 0-2, they're in big trouble. They'll probably get swept. Skip, Giannis, and this is this is the reason why when I look at Giannis, he has to take another step because if he couldn't get to the rim, you see what happened. They forwarded him off. They said, you're not getting to the rim. And when he got to the rim, Al Horford says, I'm challenging everything. If you put me on a poster, you put me on a poster. But I'm not giving you any dunks without you being challenged. And all of a sudden, now you're looking at him, he's 7 of 21. And like you say, you're going to have to trust. Well, how am I going to trust Brook Lopez, Sterling Brown, Eric Bledsoe? They 3 of 17 with 12 points. I can't trust that. I needed Middleton to give me a little more because the Celtics got great contribution. They got Jason Tatum didn't play particularly well. Al Horford was magnificent yesterday. Kyrie was Kyrie. Jaylen Brown. Gordon Hayward stepped up. Terry Rozier. The guys that the Celtics were counting on, they showed up and they showed out. Especially Al Horford. Al Horford on the defensive end, Skip, I believe he's their second best player. He's their second most important player because the pick and pop, he can pick and roll. He sets very good screens, and he's a very, very good defender. As Giannis, is he a very good defender?
He was fantastic.
Because that's what teams have been doing. They've been putting their big guy on Giannis, daring him to shoot from outside. Well, they put Rudy Gobert, he goes by Rudy Gobert, dunks it. They put Joel Embiid on him, he up-fakes Joel Embiid, he goes by him and dunks. Al Horford said, I ain't taking the bait. Go ahead. If you want to shoot them threes, have at them. Because I don't believe you're Steph Curry. I don't believe you can make enough to make me come hug up on you and you go by me. They got their work cut out. They better not lose this next one, Chris. They lose this next one, somebody's going to be in a heap of trouble. And Giannis, Giannis, you might want to rethink that. Because you lose this next game, you'll have plenty of time to film with LeBron James.
Oh, really?
God, you won't be busy. Space Jam 2 is back on the table.
He does not do Hollywood.
Hey, and clearly he don't win playoff games either. So if you don't win this game,
We're gonna see. We shall see.
you lose game 2, Skip Bayless.
Yep.
Hey, LeBron, Giannis will be joining you.
So my first takeaway from after the game was suddenly Kyrie Irving is happy. He's just happy. He's so happy.
This could throw a monkey
I
wrench
know.
in some
I
off-season
know.
plans, right?
He's happy.
Feeling great.
He's happy with his teammates, and his teammates are probably like grudgingly happy with him because he's really playing it. He had a career high 11 assists.
Loved it.
Way to go. And my other takeaway was, I've told you from the start, I just need to see Giannis do it at the highest level.
Come play out there.
And this is not the highest, but it's pretty high.
Yeah.
These are home games after you swept a team you should have swept, but these are home games against a legitimate contender. And you came up small yesterday. In the double block
He didn't
by...
play 6'11".
No, he did not. But that,
I was shocked at those
the
blocks.
double block by
Yeah.
Horford, but they were both bad ideas from Giannis. You can't just shoot it right in his face because the first one's just right in his face, and he ate that one if we can see it, and then I think it's coming later. Whoops.
Yeah.
That's another one.
Dude, I mean, it may seem like Al Horford 6'4". Al Horford 6'10".
Giannis doesn't have tremendous moves.
No,
Because he
he
hadn't
does not.
had to at that height.
So the Celtics blocked 11 shots yesterday. Jason Tatum, Marcus Smart, and Al Horford each blocked 3 shots. That's a lot of blocking going on
Yes.
in the house of blocks, you know, where Giannis usually just terrorizes the visiting team. And again, Giannis had by far the worst plus-minus on the floor. He was a minus 24, and he didn't get much help. But again, they're all waiting for him to go, and then they feed off him. They've been
Right.
feeding off him all year. Do they miss Malcolm Brogdon? Yes, they do, because he is a hellacious perimeter defender, just a tough guy. Is he going to make it back this series? They say he's shooting. I don't know. It sounds iffy whether he's going to be able to play. And they're going to need him because once Boston lost Marcus Smart, it somehow clarified the rotation.
Right.
All of a sudden, it all fell into place the way it wasn't before. Listen, Terry Rozier comes off the bench just lighting it up. He had 9 rebounds yesterday. That just, you know, every time he comes in, I'm like, he can play.
Yep.
And we saw he could play last year.
Yep.
Yeah.
And somehow he and Kyrie have kind of made peace with their minutes
Right.
and the threat factor both ways. So all of a sudden, like you said, switch got flipped. And I would expect Milwaukee to win Game 2, but they have to win Game 2.
have
This
to.
is do or die.
You hate saying the game 2 is a must win,
But it
it's
is.
a must
Right.
win on your home court. You know what? When I listen to Kyrie, the thing that I love about Kyrie and what I'm starting to see, I see growth. Because he knows, he said it, I can get my shot anytime.
Mm-hmm.
I can get whatever I want. I can get anywhere I want. If I want to get to the rim, I can get there. If I want to pull up in the mid-range, I can get there. If I want to shoot the 3, I can get there. It's all about not alienating. So he has to find a fine line. Do I go take over and then these guys don't have a rhythm?
Yep.
It was like, okay, I got going early. Okay, now let me get my guys a rhythm. They need me again. Let me get going again. Okay, now let me find them a rhythm. Because 11 assists, Kyrie?
For him?
11 assists?
What I see in Kyrie is, I've been watching this all year. He really is following in LeBron James's footsteps. Like during the regular season, there was drama. A lot of it created by him, right?
Yep.
And then come postseason, flip a switch, everything is good, and now they're rolling. Like he really seems to be following in LeBron's footsteps.
He does. Yeah. And now the two besties, Kyrie and KD, are both very happy all of a sudden, right? And they're both dominating at the same time. I don't know if that speaks well for them to stay or listen, if they both go somewhere together, they're going to take this league over.
No question. And look, Kyrie, I hope, just for as a fan,
Yeah.
and I would love to see KD and Kyrie go to New York. But Kyrie's
You
in
know
a
what, I would
great,
too.
just
I
for the
agree.
league,
I
it'd be
agree.
great. And it was
Yeah.
spread out the talent and all
Right.
that.
Yeah.
But Kyrie is in a phenomenal situation. Phenomenal. I mean, you got a great organization, a great supporting cast, great coach. You know, he's a superstar. And they probably get Anthony Davis if he stays. Like, it'd be a lot for him to leave. KD, I just think Golden State, I think this might be their last run just because of the mental. It's mentally taxing to keep going to the finals. But we'll see.
Isn't that wild, though, that we're talking about one game and the whole regular season was kind of a disaster for the Celtics? Yet now they figured it out.
Right.
And he said they would.
Well, this is why, with Milwaukee, why I picked Toronto to beat them in the conference finals. We'll see if they get there. But because of the lack of experience. None of these guys, Giannis, none of them have this type of experience. So let's see how they respond.
And you can understand Toronto, because you saw what that old boy, ooh,
Yeah,
boy, that number,
special.
ooh.
Who, Siakam?
I know they miss him down south.
Yeah, I know first of all, there would not have been a Game 7.
Right. And they wouldn't have been a 7 seed.
No.
Well, who knows that he would have even played?
Oh, he'd play.
That is true.
All you got to do is let him miss 20 games.
Wait, it took him 2 years to get healthy just recently. He finally said, I'm healthy.
He ain't fully-
He ain't fully healthy yet. He still missed 20 games.
Oh, really?
But them other 62 that he played.
Well, I'm here to tell Chris Broussard the Bucks are done.
Oh,
Done. They're done.
You going full Paul
Yeah.
Pierce.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Done.
They're just
Done.
done.
so they going to get swept?
They're not. They won't get swept. I expect them to win
5.
game 2, but they're not going to win 3 or 4.
So you get them, was it 5?
I just think the Celtics have. It's just some mindset. It's just we're the Celtics and you're not.
I got another case of do they don't lose in 5.
I think the Bucks stop here.
I got a case of do they don't lose in 5.
Well, to your
Losing
point,
5?
I mean,
I don't-
Tatum struggled. So they can even look at that and say, we didn't even get a good game out of Tatum.
Interesting.
You know?
I'll take Boston right now for a case, just straight up for a case. You do it?
Oh, they got a 1-game lead. You going to talk about, you take
I
it for a case? No.
Well, you love Milwaukee.
I take Toronto right now for a case.
Oh, wow, that's going way out on a limb.
Oh, but you want to take
Y'all
Boston.
both like Philly, right?
Well, Joel Embiid.
They
can't-
done?
he
With
shouldn't
Joel playing 12 minutes a night, he can't
Well,
move.
remember,
I know for a
Horford-
fact he should not even be playing. Joel Embiid should not be playing right now. So they got no shot without him.
No.
And this is what remember Horford did a great job on Embiid last year in the
He did.
playoffs. So that guy's a great defender.
He is.
Smart.
But
Okay.
wow.
Okay.
That's my new fave.
We got
Oh,
a
is he?
different game to talk about.
Really?
Did you say new favorite?
Really?
Fave. He in my five.
Past,
He's just saying.
you
that's
said new
about you.
fave,
Yeah.
number 1.
No. He
Okay.
my
I'm
five.
just asking.
You know, T-Mobile got that thing. You know, you
He's
got
in
5.
your new
Yeah,
fave.
yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
I thought
you think he's going in front of LeBron?
I was just clarifying.
No,
in
you
your
you
five.
were,
I was
you were
just
right.
I was.
You
He
were right.
said new
He's
fave.
jumped completely off that bandwagon. He is. Out of sight, out of
Bron
mind.
ain't going nowhere.
Yeah, that is true. He's going nowhere.
Bron,
Yeah.
oh, you got jokes, huh?
Okay.